have to do anything. You can just zone them out. If you have stronger supports, which was the case in this game, you don't have to get a kill. Like that Prophet with catapult timing will take the tower.
Now then we're coming back to the question that is draft versus play. Because was this game, this first game, was this a result of Aster just having the better draft?
Yeah, a little bit of both, I think. It was still a very close game.
SCCC, also his play throughout this tournament has been amazing, besides like a couple of questionable deaths that should not happen. He feels way too secure when they're playing with 10k lead. I mean, you have this feeling of being invincible when the team is around you. You forget maybe that you had Aegis, but glad to see SCCC back playing on the big stage.
Yeah. And we are in the draft once again. Alliance is thinking about their second ban. They are on the dire side once again this game. First pick will go to Aster. And that is the change here, because previous game it was Alliance that had first pick. But that does mean that Alliance get last pick.
Yeah.
And we do like that for the squad, just so that they can set up most likely Nico maybe for success. But
doesn't matter for Alliance or Aster though. Shira, I think having last pick is just... You feel better because you have that overall strongest hero, and we saw
again,
how
Alliance is thinking about their second ban. Yeah. Although Aster overall strongest hero, we talked about that before the game, and the overall strongest hero was picked up third.
Yeah, but in the last game it was the lane matchup. They picked the DP to counter the TA lane.
Yes, and now they need to get rid of the Timber, so he is one of the strongest heroes in the game, pretty hard to counter. He has this window from 10 to 15 minute mark where he is unkillable. He can do whatever he wants. This is where you build advantage. Glad that they got rid of him. Snapfire is still in the pool, no Nyx Assassin, which is going to be a first pick material if it does not get banned out here.
Yeah, we have got the previous game. It was Pango and Mars that Alliance had banned out alongside Enchantress. So we'll see if they still want to remove one of those two, or if they're going to go for a different route. But they're taking a lot of time. Normally, we don't see teams going this heavy in bonus time for their first 3 bans. And this is, of course, so the thing that I always look for in a best of 5 specifically is how the team adapts, how they go from one game to another, and the changes that they make. And there's only a very short period where the team gets to discuss those changes,
there
right?
There you go. Nyx, Snapfire, and Rubik is like one of the better supports remaining. And now you don't really want to pick Clockwork because Clockwork doesn't, and you don't want to pick Earthshaker because there's a Rubik.
Now there
I think you go for Tiny because that's the only one I feel
for Hanskin.
Yeah, better against Rubik.
And you kind of say to them, you can't pick Omni Knight Abaddon because we will steal those good spells and use them against you. You can still go for it, but he is extremely good. You have guaranteed save if they decide to go for one of those two.
Well, they go for the Mars.
Medusa is still in a pool. It's not banned out yet. Alliance banned it in the second phase.
No way they
last
pick it
game.
here.
No, they already picked Medusa once in the first phase against Aster.
And then they lost.
They lost the Arc Warden.
Yes, they can ban out Arc Warden in the second phase if they're that worried, but I don't know if you want to...
But they could just pick it here at 10th.
They could if they want to.
Why do you think Mars is like so popular? The hero was nowhere to be seen. He didn't receive that many buffs.
A small buff, I think I remember, was the damage from the God's Rebuild. But the nerfs of the other heroes, I think, made the hero, the next reliable offlaner. Because when you're second phase, you want to pick an offlaner that's reliable in a lot of situations. There aren't many picks available. Like the previous month, it was always the LC, Pango. Those were the reliable heroes that you could pick early. And Mars is also one that's coming up right now because of those small little changes that he got.
Pick up the Omni Knight themselves.
It's a great response to Mars, and we are gonna see some prolonged team fights with the GA, Oracle, Ulti. I wanna see some more heroes that can cut into backlines, find Oracle, so they just open up with... It could also be position 5 Omni Knight if they feel like there's no good laning stage for him. Also, Razor's still in a pool if they want to get rid of him. It's one of the better heroes right now. Scales well, don't need that many items.
Oh, isn't that's the exact opening of Alliance in the first game, right? Rubik plus Omni Knight.
Rubik Omni, correct. And Winter, as a coach, you're not the slightest worried that Alliance only has like 38 seconds left in their bonus time?
I am worried, of course.
Just think faster.
Because it means that they are not ready for what the enemy has put on the table. They kind of were blindsided by something, either a ban that got miscalculated or something.
Yeah, but they banned the exact same heroes as the previous game on the set of Aster.
Or okay, then the other possible reason is they're debating about what they should be banning. What was the problem from the first game?
What if they're thinking, we're gonna show you how to play Rubik and Omni Knight? Like, it can get into Alliance's head. They're gonna use our strat against us.
Yeah. And we talked about the mentality of it all throughout the entire tournament. We actually have also heard from Hanskin in one of the winners interviews that he did on stage that they themselves this tournament have been questioning a lot of things and working on a lot of things internally.
It's good to question yourself.
It is.
So you want to get better. But the important thing is whether you get the answer after that.
Especially before you play the grand finals, perhaps. And well, this morning it looked when they faced Gambit that they had the answers. They looked...
New questions.
Good. New questions.
It's a long day. Okay, this is going to give them catch. Not sure about... I'm not a big fan of these two supports together.
But they don't have the issue. You don't have other options because you don't want to pick Clock. You don't want to pick Earthshaker. And Tiny is like the other option that I mentioned, but it's like a bit meh. You kind of want a range hero with the Mars so that the laning is strong, and Disruptor will give them the catch. Like, he's probably the next best thing there.
They're a bit limited on like reliable stun. You can't rely on spear
but
to landers.
what would you pick instead of Disruptor? What are the other heroes that you will be looking at?
So good. I'm looking at that Tiny. Like, it gives you ability to come back into the game. It's a reliable stun. You can make rotations on the mid lane, control the runes.
Now that we know the support duos, by the way, they're definite. I mean, Tiny is... They're not going to swap any of those back to...
They're similar. One with save, one with catch. One with save, one with catch. Very, very similar.
They banned out Slark. They banned out Phantom Lancer, Diffusal Blade carriers against Medusa. I'm wondering if that's going to be Arc Warden. They're probably discussing it right now.
If they don't pick Arc Warden now, they're not going to
get
Yeah, they're not going to get it.
What other answers are there to Medusa other than Arc Warden?
Anti-mage, but...
That's what they banned out last time.
It's okay, anti-mage game, besides like Disruptor ulti, that's the only spell he needs to care about. Glimpse into Static Storm.
That does sound pretty scary, though. But you can get swapped out. There's a lot of saves already on the side of Aster.
There is.
They're setting up for a big core for themselves as well.
I think that's the talk they're having right now, even though they can leave like both of them and just get the one that is not banned out, but I would still prefer them picking one of those right now, and it is Arc Warden. It synergizes well with the Venge Aura, giving him that extra range, and they don't have like gap closers on side of Alliance besides Mars when he gets a Blink Dagger. Even if he gets a Blink Dagger, he doesn't have a hero to play with these three. They can't really go with him.
It's gonna be the last pick, like Storm, Puck, something to close the gap to kill. They need someone to deal with the Arc Warden. So for Team Aster right now, they are also lacking some form of like a stun, some initiate, some catch.
You need a hero that can go inside the bubble, that can play with the Mars.
Not that much time left.
I'm actually thinking about Crosswax Invoker against the Medusa. And he does fulfill the things that they are lacking. Some catch, some stun, some carry potential.
But you do get stuck with an Invoker.
Yeah, it's not a very popular pick right now. I mean, the other option would be like the Puck.
Yep.
I could go for the Puck.
Well, are you sure you want to put Arc Warden mid? Is that like a guarantee, or are you still
it could
keeping
be
the
safe,
option?
but I think they're keeping an option. They might pick a hero who can be played at multiple roles, something like an Ember Spirit, and have like these two who can be played at multiple roles. So they decide after they see Alliance's 10th pick.
That makes sense. Well, they're debating what they are gonna ban out with their bonus time.
How about Kanka? Kanka would give them some catch, some team fight. maybe not the best laning.
They ban out Husker, pick up TA? Pick up
Oh,
Storm.
there you go, Storm. Nice, I love it. They're limited. Once again, there's 2 saves. You have Omni Knight, you have Swap, and he can find Oracle. They needed that hero that can go in the backlines, that doesn't care too much about any other spells than that. Pretty elusive, hard to catch. What do they go for? Like, do you get a Dragon Knight here?
Yeah, probably Dragon Knight. So they have some stuns and some frontline for the Medusa. That makes the most sense here.
It's not enough. They need to control. They need some kind of control, some kind of stun.
Dragon Knight.
Dragon Knight is the one that popped in my mind first, and they played it already twice today.
What else is there other than him?
Either...
The Dragon Knight.
Yeah, just Dragon Knight. I mean, the option...
They're on fire, Winter. I'm getting flashbacks a couple of years ago when we started working together.
The Draft Kings. Well, if you guys are, predicting everything in the draft, how about predicting what's going to happen in this game number 2?
Oh, I thought you were going to go in a different direction. Like, if you can predict on the panel, why can't you predict for the teams you're coaching, Winter?
Thanks, man.
What was the question again, Shearer? Which draft do we favor?
What's going to happen this game? Not necessarily who's going to win, but like what is important in this game too for the teams?
Because the supports are very similar, so I think I'm going to lean towards who I feel will have a better laning phase. And I think Storm is not going to be contested in the lane. Arc Warden also will have a happy lane. Omni Knight against Dusa, Omni is going to be happy as well. So I think I'm going to side with them.
Because Aster has happy lanes.
Happy lanes, and they have better team fight. Also playing against Arc Warden, multiple saves. Once again, Swap, Guardian Angel, Heal, Repel. It looks like just a better lineup to me.
Anything in particular to keep your eyes on for all Alliance fans out there that want to see their team take this game too?
Medusa Rapier, second item, get Roche, push the high ground. We've seen it so many times.
We have seen it a lot of the times. All right. Let's see which one of these 2 teams is going to have the happiest of lanes in game number 2 of this grand finals, and head over to Toby and Kyle.
And you really do feel familiar, don't you? The panel's like, oh yeah, we've seen this before, and we really have, Kyle. This game draft is a lot of the key elements are very similar to game 1 of Alliance versus Aster winner bracket semifinal.
Oh, for sure. And you once again have the Venge against the Disruptor. You've got the Arc Warden against the Dusa. Aster certainly comfortable with these matchups, but it's a different game. Alliance, I think, have way more tools this time. You just look at their raw kill threat, right? Suddenly you have 2 cores now with point-and-click stuns, and you've got Real Save, you've got Disruptor, one of Hanskin's favorite heroes. They had to expect that Avenge was going to come out. They wanted to play it anyway.
Yep.
And then the Nico Baby Dusa. I got to agree, insanely. I can't believe I'm saying this, but with Twitch chat and even a couple Redditors, I don't know what Alliance sees in that Riki hero. And I feel way better when Nico Baby is on something like a Dusa. Spread damage, hyper carry. Let Limp, let 3-3 make plays. Just feels a lot more comfortable for the team.
Yeah, that definitely feels like, I agree, like there's different elements in this game, and one of the other things we were pointing out when we were starting up during the draft is the fact that Razor was banned in the 5th by Alliance, so that frontliner that Aster were really able to utilize during that first game doesn't really exist anymore. Now you have the Storm Spirit backed up by the Omni Knight. Like, that's kind of got to be your frontliner, but Alliance, if they can weather the storm, DK, we've seen it already multiple times today, be able to weather a lot of damage, and then you're able to split the fight up. You got your own save through the Oracle False Promise. Like, there are more tools for Alliance to work with, and maybe this game then gets a little closer. But I look once again to that one position, to SCCC. He had a couple of hiccups in game 1, but you also saw the way his teammates straight after game 1 came to him. Like, there were 2 people that actually came up to SEC at the very end of that game, at the end of it, and basically just gave him a pat in the back, got him smiling, got him in the right mindset, and Aster just feel like they're here mentally and inside the game itself.
And he's been playing incredibly well, and his morph effectively just kind of won the game for his team. He made that one error, sure, died middle, but other than that, it was all SCCC. Now they're trying to see if they can link together 3 straight W's to take this final and go all the way to Los Angeles.
Yeah, go undefeated through a minor, heading into a major.
Have we seen this story before? Yeah. Oh. You know, Fade would be feeling himself like, guys, trust me, I know how this goes. I did this last year. We just go win the major now. Easy peasy.
No, is that what happens?
Yeah.
All right, sure.
Okay. We'll see. 2 for 2 rune exchange, as we often do. Witness, I'm curious to see how this mid matchup will go. I was talking with Go Black in the game earlier today. A DK absolutely obliterated a Storm. He doesn't think that should happen. I tend to agree.
Why shouldn't it happen?
Because of this item built on the Storm. You go for a fast bottle and you abuse DK's lack of wave clear. Just spam the wave. Push in hard. Get the bottle up before 2 minutes and control runes. Otherwise, if you try and just like straight up outlast it, as you can see with the Flame Breath, Storm goes to just a 61 minus 46 damage, and DK's got 61. You're never going to get a deny, and he'll often out hit you. But you do this, already level 2, spam the wave. No mangoes though, so he's got to get the bottle up ASAP.
Well, watch the money, see how fast he does get it. Yeah. Top lane, we get to have our dual lane matchup. Deucer to be forever protected by the Oracle, while Fade Rubik. Man, I love watching this guy in Rubik too, working with XSS as the Omni Knight. And that kind of leaves your last lane, the other dual lane. That disruptor of Hanskin that you love to watch play. Working with 33 against SCCC. He's just really trying to harass everybody out of this lane. No bubble build like he did in the middle. It was his Arc Warden versus Void Spirit that absolutely trashed the mid.
Yeah, that one was rough. I like that they put the Storm there. You don't want to side lane a Storm is the thing. A Razor, perhaps.
Oh my God, they're really just trying to beat the crap out of Fada underneath the tower. You got Purification available too, so this dive is a lot more possible. Fada tries to create a little bit more space. XSS will fall to Nico Baby. So First Blood gets the way of XSS, but is it worth it when you get a little bit more into the Deucer after?
I think you're fine just because it's First Blood. Otherwise, I would tend to agree with you. They're also applying some pressure to the Deucer, though. Only 4 CS for Nico Baby. It's 2 minutes into the game. I'd say this lane's going just fine. And this is exactly what I mean when I say Storm gets the bottle up, bottles the Arcane Rune now, 6 CS ahead of the DK. And it's one of those really cool matchups that you need to understand to win it. Because if you just try and outlast it, DK, and go for a standard null first style, like, you will just lose the lane. And I like that Juan obviously has probably played enough Dota to understand. I made this same mistake. Like, if you play as SF versus TA is another example. Sometimes you'd see people who wouldn't go nuke first. So you have players like Smells like, oh yeah, it's an even matchup. And other players like, oh God, how do I, they TA'd me. Geez, can I jungle? Anyone want to go mid? And it's just a matter of how you play the style. Bottom, as you said, Vendrak Warden, more even lane. Slight lead for 3-3. To be expected, I suppose, but I think Venge is way more of one of those late game supports. I also like you just skip the stun. He's just going Wave of Terror of Vengeance or to help his core last hit.
Yeah. That's really all Baboka needs to do is just enable SCCC.
Yep.
The top lane is just going to add some more pressure. That's all Aster needs to do with it, and Fade's able to do that. Harder for Oracle to ever really move off the lane and do anything. But at least they have their stack. Aster wasn't able to block it this time around, so the lane equilibrium of the top lane is able to be messed with, but I don't know if they want to do it now. They're pulling, and once again, XSS as well as Fade, they're going to start diving underneath the tower. Nico Baby trying to clean up the creep wave. There's no split shots. He went 2 points up in the snake and 1 point in the shield.
I love what they're doing, though. They're just being annoying. Like, you just can't CS. They're not, like, look at Fade. Just spamming out Fade Bolt. He's so hard to last under tower, he's only got 55 damage.
And then you didn't even...
45 damage.
What, they missed one... No, they didn't even miss a creep. The entire creep wave... I know they missed one. They missed one creep. And then Fade's going to block the camp so it can't be pulled again.
Limp, he's trying to race to the rune.
Glimpse, SCCC. Got pulled back in. Hanskin actually having to battle against SCCC and does not win. And even the Courier as well. SCCC will take everything from you. That's 33's Courier. Another Spark Wraith to be planted down. Baboka does not have a stun available. SCCC, however, with the slow, the hit, the salve gave it a little bit more life, but not enough. 33 able to get on top of that Arc Warden. While up on top, you knew it was going to keep on going. The Deucer brought down.
See, and the thing about this is the Deucer, I feel like a big part of why Alliance like it so much is because of like the win condition, right? You can just straight up go win a game if you get ahead. You get like the Manta, the BKB, and Aegis, a Rapier, boom, GG. However, if you slow it down, it's a completely different story because this timing doesn't really exist for you anymore, and you might have to go for more defensive items, perhaps a Hurricane Pike earlier on. And later on, the Storm Arc Warden represents so much map control that it's going to get harder and harder for Nico to play this jungle. That's part of the reason they pick up the Storm here. It's just you're going to hunt them all game. You got a protective Omni Knight as well to both provide a cleanse, and of course, you pop the Stone Gaze, well, you just get GA'd, and no one really cares about this damage anymore. Bottom lane.
Yep. They're going up to 33, Baboka and SCCC. Just trying to work together because they knew he was going to be left alone. Disruptor went off for the bounty runes. So now Hanskin will arrive and Vengeful Spirit try and get him away. Oh, the stun will hold him there for the Spark Raid, so SCCC can get the kill. Small play that also happened just before that was the fact that Limp was able to grab the rune from Storm Spirit, so we actually took the 5-minute bounty room. Yep. Hanskin, he'll live through this. So it actually stopped Tron from just getting the easy bottle charges. Small thing, and then just TP back to the tier 1 tower. Try to miss out on as little as possible. Yep,
he's doing a really good job, and his team's not helping him. I would love a support to grab some of these runes for Limp.
But they can't move off. They can't move
exactly.
over.
There's so much pressure coming out that you're effectively leaving him on an island. So, yeah, the DK is the counterpick to Storm, but if you're not able to stop him from getting runes, you just end up trading. However, this is where it gets a little interesting. He's level 6 now in the DK. Could potentially threaten the tower. You don't really ever have the luxury of rotating woods as a Storm against this DK because you end up just losing your tower. Cannot allow that to happen.
FaZe babysitting the rune. That's a nice one.
Oh, yeah.
And a couple of bottle charges for Rubik. Bring him up.
It's like that's the tax.
And that's a level 6 Storm. Ready to try and fight.
Yep, catapult wave, you want to make sure you deal with this ASAP before Limp has a chance to get it on tower.
He's able to do so. Hanskin, I don't know what they're waiting for.
Look how even the CS is lane to lane. 2 ties, only a 2 CS disparity now between the cores and all lanes.
But the number 2 net worth, they belong to Aster. So CS or not, well, the attack happens once again. Baboka actually pinned up against a tree, but now he'll come out, stunning on Disruptor. SCC focusing onto Hanskin, looking for that easier kill, which is the support, and 33 is like, I'll body block you. Hanskin has to walk to the west and away from that Spark Wraith while the mid Limp.
Whoa.
I'm surprised he was that close. Baboka finally will fall. Down on bottom lane, he battled against 33, but SCCC will not be giving up on this. Both Hanskin as well as 33 are just so low, and the Spirit is attacking through, so Baboka, inside of death, is still able to get this one. One more attack will do it. What have you got? Look at that. He's timing, even waited it out. 33 will go down, and Storm jumping once again, catching Nico Baby while he's trying to farm up the second. Now he's going to steal the remainder of this stack. Things have gone from bad to worse to horrific for Alliance in just the span of a minute.
They're just kind of not found out necessarily, but again, you know, you played this game already. Aster crushed it, and they're just trying to run it back and hoping something else changes. But, you know, with Nico Baby feeling this much pressure, I don't see the game getting any easier for him. That ward down now, and it's going to scout him out in the woods. Arc Warden free farming.
He's going to pull Lightning. He needs to reach it, and that's a regeneration rune.
Perfect.
Just to make life easier for the Storm.
Yeah. Off to the jungle. Fade says, thank you very much. I'll take mid. I'll grab my level 6. And when your DK has only put 140 damage on the mid tower in that first catapult, you're in trouble. And this is another reason you love the Venge pick, right? Just because of the Arc Warden, but you're never actually dead. And yeah, as we can see,
that's the big one.
Hunting him in the jungle is super simple with that DD. And oh yeah, he's feeling himself, man. I love this team. Aster they're just having fun with it. You can tell they're not stressed out. They're just here to play some dotes, man.
When you play this good, yeah, you can reduce that stress level. But I just can't believe, like, also what's happening on the top lane. Like, Nico's like, okay, I need to go jungle. I'm farming underneath the Radiant Observer Ward. Not going to help him that much either. But XSS has been given the top lane totally free. You asked the Alliance supports if they could rotate towards mid and create a difference. Now, like Aster is like, well, we can rotate our supports. And XSS is totally fine on top lane.
He's the top net worth, or he was for a second.
Pretty much.
Like, that's kind of crazy when you consider how good the Arc Warden and Storms games are. And, dude,
Sure, an Arcane Ring as well.
Oh my God, so OP!
Uh-huh.
The double trusty shovel.
What?
Your clone gets to use it too.
Oh boy. In comes the arena. The battle is on for SCCC. Faye will arrive, reducing all that damage to the Fable. Even steals the spear, pushing Limp further away. This is your dragon form. This is when you're meant to actually win the Game of Thrones.
And a big part of that, look at the HP pool on SCCC. When strength threaded, he's at over 1,500 health thanks to all those Wraith bands, and his team's immediately able to respond. Another thing, again, still missing from the Alliance draft, just like the first game, where's the burst damage? They've got lockdown, but they don't deal damage thanks to their level, like to their abilities. There's no spell-based DPS, and Aster have that in spades. You just throw out nukes on every hero, and somebody's going to go down. Easy turnaround.
4 bounty runes go their way. The double damage rune from bottom river in for Chuan. The graph is definitely making a vertical climb, and it's not even properly updated yet. That thing's never in real time. Fresh aggression to the mid lane. They want to fight. Fade moves in towards the towers. Nico Baby is underneath the Radiant Observer wards. They know they're fine, and with no dragon form, Alliance just have no bite. And this Dusa, 2 Wraith bands, treads and a wand. Yeah, that doesn't feel strong. And they pick her up, ready to throw her back down again with a spear. Fade's waiting for his perfect timing. The wall, Hanskin, he's still at level 6. They still don't have the storm available for this one, so Purification, okay, yeah, you can steal that, but you've still got the fight. Chuan, at least doesn't have the DD rune up. But DK, down for the count. Baboka, he doesn't care if he dies, as long as he can keep that spirit alive. The tier 1 tower has fallen.
If you want to know how telling this game is, man, Admiral Bulldog is playing Dota Underlords instead of watching Alliance play. That's how little faith he's got in his boys. And if your mega fan is already tuned out, you got to question.
If he had less faith, he'd be playing Artifact.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, this is all Aster. And the problem with this Dusa lineup is that you don't really have the ability to change something here. I mean, maybe you kill
33.
Faye.
This is something he can try and do. A solo fight against the Rubik, push him up against the wall. This is how they can get a kill. Vada's there, and Alliance find their opportunity. XSS, the one person to come in, but now Hanskin, maybe we go again. Not a lot of trees to pin him over to. And also, that's an Omni Knight.
Very tanky Omni Knight with Hood and a Buckler and almost 2,000 HP.
And got real issues with this land clearance down on bottom lane.
Man,
the arena comes at a heavy cost.
I'm still mind blown by the double shovel on SCCC's Arc Warden.
Wow, really?
It's so good. Think of the bounty runes. They haven't had one yet, but if they do.
No, I've seen them get salves, and I think I got a Cobalt, and that's basically it.
And so far, so good for Aster. You've got the Kaya now up on Storm. He's going to keep farming away. Looks like Bloodstone will be his item of choice. And this is the tale of the tape. There's really so much to talk about when it comes to Aster because they're doing all these little things right. But another example of, again, why they just keep winning games, their mid-tower is always alive. And the enemies is always dead. And this is, again, they're not the team with the DK. Right? You'd expect Alliance to be the ones that are applying early tower pressure, but after the laning dominance, Aster, this is what Winner was talking about. He likes the happy lanes. Aster's certainly happy with theirs, as all 3 are top net worth.
I think Alliance might be a little bit pissed if they knew just how close that, and how not close that Sentry Ward is to the Obs. Radiant still have such great vision inside their jungle. No matter what Alliance are doing, Aster, they see it coming.
This is a clinic, and I think that a lot of times the minor meta certainly influences what happens at the major. I think what Aster is doing, it's not like super special. It's not super unique necessarily. It does just all make sense. And you talk to like Kuro and No-Tell about drafting, they'll discuss a lot of it. Good drafts are like art, right? And this is kind of beautiful the way this all flows together, especially when you consider the way they've addressed the win conditions of Alliance.
So what's the lesson then that the major teams will try and take from this? Like obviously we've seen a meta sort of establishing, but what's the secret sauce?
There really isn't anything. They're just playing solid. It's just good, solid Dota 2. It makes it much more fun to do my job because you get to learn as you watch.
Haste is up, and 33 is down. He was waiting for the 14-minute rune to spawn. It's going to be an Arcane, and 33, and he gets to attack Fade one time. That's all he really got to do during that moment. And the Haste is still going. More bottle charges up and running. And DK looks, is he going to pop the Dragon Form just to push the tier 1 tower on top? Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. They need to get something, but Arc Warden's already TPing in. He'll bubble that tower. And Limp instantly has to back up. This is not what he wants to do.
Aster, they're just so good at this. They get the kill, right? And immediately, it's the same maneuver. They smoke, so they're going to go out, plant some vision, they kill the enemy core, and then suddenly they're all together, and now they're split. Top's being defended. They're making a move for bottom tower.
They're
Everything happening at once.
Fades underneath an observer ward. Hanskin has to glimpse him back in, puts the wall and the storm down. They're committing all of this to kill off a Rubik. Omni-Knight's going to get the GA and then the swap back out again. So everything you've committed, it's gone. There's nothing left in the tank. Hanskin will fall. Chuan move himself over to 33, even dodging the Spear of Mastering. And the False Promise is committed already as well to protect Mars. So 33 will survive in the tower. But like all fights that Aster seemed to take, SCCC, he wasn't there. He doesn't need to be there. They're so efficient across the map.
You can see it in the way they're making moves, right? Oh, Oracle? Okay, well, back off. They get one kill. Everybody useful. And as you said, more space for SCCC. And I see you putting your fingers up once again. 4 bounty runes going the way of Aster. 10,000, the gold lead. Nico Baby has got a Yasha.
And it's the 4 runes at 10. It's the 4 runes at 15. And it's the never-ending control of this map.
I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of flack or discussion in the community. How come Europe only gets 1 minor spot? I think we might need to start making the same argument about teams from China,
really,
dude. Maybe actually come here and win. And
we can leave that for later. Come on, this is still a minor.
Sure.
We're going to have to learn lessons from
this.
It is
BO5, to be fair.
4.1k to the 1150.
Yeah. We're going to need to see some experimentation from Alliance. They're going to have to tweak something because so far they've tried 2 different drafts they'd already revealed throughout the tournament, and Aster certainly prepared. Game not over, of course.
Yep.
Not to, anything could happen.
I've seen a grand final recently where you can lose the first 2 and come back and actually win the whole thing.
Hey, we were calling that one over even more so than I'm sure some of the fans are here. Like, it looked like Secret was just going to run over Enigma, and then all of a sudden, Kuro and the boys bring it back with 3 straight. You never know what could happen. Top lane, though, already being pressed in by SCCC. Love the positioning once again. Like, Storm Rubik are hunting this mid-wave, while at the same time, you've got the Venge protecting the Arc Warden, covering each other while always looking offensively. And again, they're making these moves. Look at the warding. It's always like it's prepared, especially for them. And I imagine that's because that's Baboka's plan all along.
And you just see so much. Yeah, down to the south. Tier 1 tower has at least been taken by Dire. They missed the last hit in the town, but that's fine. Oh, they found their target. 33. Just feels like he cannot catch a break. He went for a Blink Dagger on this Mars, probably hoping that he could be that aggressive jumper that's able to be backed up by Hanskin. But I don't know, like, how hard is it to get that initiation when you just go up against Vengeful Spirit?
Nico?
Like, swap in onto Nico, baby. He's triggering the Stone Gaze. It's like, I'm under attack. Oh, look at Baboka. Yep, okay. Start dropping the GG trees in the middle of this fight. Medusa is totally out of mana, totally out of life, and you're still going. Baboka is staying on top of Fada. He couldn't even allow him to put the False Promise out.
He zipped the DK stun to help land that kill. Like, everything going Aster's way, and they're playing this like a machine. After that one mistake in the previous game, they haven't made another.
Yeah, they're definitely, you see, like, as you see, like, Mjolnir affects the one creep, and then he denies it straight after. It's like, do I even need this to push away? Nah.
And you got the Pupil's Gift already, one of the best items on Arc Warden. More strength and mana for your clone to spam with. And you've already cleared out now 4 towers from the top side of the map. What's next for Aster? Well, probably just go do the same bottom. They've got a ward up, a really cute ward, actually. This is very rarely going to get sentryed out. That'll protect see this top left area of the jungle. See both ramps, actually. Surprised we don't see this one more often. Maybe we do and I just haven't noticed. Who knows?
Radiant are scanning.
Well, Radiant scan out. Doesn't catch Alliance just yet. The Radiant scan's looking behind the Tier 1 tower, but there is a smoke move from Alliance heading south. If they put an Observe ward down the hill, okay, they just got rid of the Radiant Obs.
Yep.
The double ramps here.
Look at the
But it doesn't matter because that CCC, like, he just sits in bubble and takes tower.
Yep.
Like, there's no pressure here. And he just completed up the Dragonlance too.
Yep, and he's got a Venge and an Omni-Knight behind him. So really, Alliance, once again, feels like they need to capitalize on enemy errors. You need to find a kill immediately and then be able to chase for more. Pick up bonuses with the glimpse factor coming out from Hanskin. It's a lot easier said than done. I feel like I want them to make sure like the focus here is not on Alliance playing poorly necessarily. This is just Aster being really good. And Alliance just maybe the draft is more of the issue because once again, it feels like they've sort of hamstrung themselves. We look at this game and how do you take this fight? You don't want to give up Aegis, but what's the play? Look at the positioning Aster has. They're going to have a vision control and look, Omni Knight on the right side, Fade on the left, Venge below. You guys finish off this Aegis.
Rubik's a little further back for a blink reveal if they do want to try and fight it.
Yeah.
It's just good positioning. It's good play. It always feels like Aster have that sacrificial lamb ready to go to, like Baboka. Like, okay, well, if you're going to ulti in with Mars, Disruptor ulti, swap. Hey, nothing stops this.
Yes.
And what do you get in return? Like, what's the critical items you get? I'm seeing Blink Daggers for Alliance, so they have the items to get a jump, but Aster are always together. And so I beg the question, like, is this when you start to want to finish up the stuns beforehand? But you still need to have that jump. You can't just sit there and say, I'm going to wait for Aster, because Aster will wait you out.
Yep. And Aster is, they're just booming along. Yeah.
Outpost 100% to the Radiant.
Decent. That's a lot of experience advantage.
We've got a smoke move down to the south.
They've got blinks. As you said, they have initiation. Do they have
Storm
the
Spirit jumps in. Limp gets the first on up. 33 trying to go after him too. They push him further down. And the wall, it comes in. Working with Disrupt the Storm, but is he totally in just yet? No, Exodus arrives. Gives the Purification up. Now Hanskin will be soloed up by Fade on the side. He can just Fade bolt him down now. Blinks forward. Well, is he going to get him while down in the trees? Limp. Focused by Baboka and Chuan. XSS will come over to help him out. And Fade actually did finish up Hanskin by himself too. So
you can see the issue, right? You have initiation, you got the blinks. Where's the damage? Storm pops Bloodstone inside the arena, buys plenty of time. XXS comes over casually. I thought you needed help. You're still half HP, but here you go, buddy. Live through the entire arena, the entire Disruptor ult, and then they just find kills. You don't have damage any longer on Alliance. Aster have far too much farm, and even if they had killed him, Storm had an Aegis.
Who do you think you're tipping, Limp? Who do you think you're tipping? And it feels like one more fight like that, and we're going to a game 3 already. Aster are more in the driving seat than ever before. 22 minutes in, 18,000 gold advantage, 14,000 experience advantage. All the key items are there for them. They're just looking for the opportunity to push high ground now.
And how terrifying is it that Vici Gaming is not in this major, yet China's still going to send 4 teams there that are all looking formidable. Oh, sorry, wait, this is BO5. My bad. If they won, if Aster won, the next game too. I get ahead of myself.
Yeah, just chill it out. Orchid hunting from Chuan. Chasing Limp into the tree lines. His blink's on cooldown for 8 more seconds. He's trying to cut through with a Quelling Blade. That ram that Rubik's pinging. Wait, Rubik was pinging, but that's because they're going bottom lane. They're looking to fight. 4 heroes down here. Storm TP towards the mid to grab the double damage runes. It's like, come on, man. Like, you've got Nagus the Immortal. I think it's time to get over here so we can actually push. Stop hunting DKs in the trees. And Limp has burnt his dragon form. He's trying to clean the wave on top.
He's got the dragon scale. Super effective when picked up by the Dragon Knight.
Do you think it should actually have like hero specifics where it can be like doubly effective?
So you
for the correct elemental.
Hey, it worked for Pokemon.
It's super effective.
DD Orchid up on Storm, and they're just going to start pushing this base.
All right, Lions are going to wrap around.
But look at the positioning.
They are trying to get in behind Aster and just surprise them.
The guards spread out.
Yeah, Baboka. Hey,
Star formation.
Come and kill me if you want me. Can he actually jump up? It's a good arena, but the GA is already out as well. The first one to die, or was almost. Yeah, it is. In fact, it's the Oracle. The Storm is down. 33 is trapped in. SEC's just doing this from range. Biomax are coming thick and fast from Alliance. I think you're out of your winnings from TI3. Chuan pulling back Oracle. That's a dieback for Fada. And this really does feel like the game. GG, well played from Alliance. Aster have dominated game 2 in 24 minutes to now be 1 game away. If they can find the victory, not getting ahead of ourselves to get to the major, but my God, does Alliance need a turnaround? Get some mojo, get some happy juice, and come back a different team for game 3.
To me, this is strategical, just masterclass from Aster. Alliance don't have the ability to to play Dota. Like, they can't win the game. And look at this Triple C, man. He's hyped up. Look at this squad. They know this guy's on fire. Once again, he has the one death. Chuan this time did not die. An incredible performance from the Storm, from the lane all throughout the game. You need to change your strategy, Alliance. Something different. Right now, you're losing the lanes. You can't find the kills. 2 games in a row, the team fight from Aster is far stronger. They're getting talent. I want to far stronger. They're getting talent. I want to